Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I hope you'll see something interesting in this video and that you will subscribe. Now, I live in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas, and we are experiencing still triple-digit temperatures. So I have to be very careful and make sure that I don't get overheated because I have some health conditions. So the reason why I love to make these videos, because I want to share with you that if I can do it with health challenges, you can do it too. Okay, let's get started. Last week I pulled up my peas, my sugar baby watermelons, my cantaloupe, and they're called Minnesota midget, and more peas over here. And I treated the beds. I put some spray in it because you remember I had powdery mildew. And today, because I know that powdery mildew can live in the soil or on surfaces all across here where my trellises are, and these mesh bags, I didn't cut them down for a reason, because I'm going to treat them with hydrogen peroxide right here. 3% household hydrogen peroxide. And I'm going to spray, and I'm going to get up behind here and spray real good so I can get rid of the spores of the white powdery mildew. As the summer season is drawing to an end, even though we've had a lot of hot days, I've been able to get a lot of my crops to survive. But then I have some that I just have to take out, and I'm going to share those with you right now. You see those pepper plants over there? They are very tall. I'm not taking them out, but I did take out the Black Beauty eggplant next to it, and I'm keeping the sweet peppers growing here. These are the last ones that I started. I took all the okra out here because it wasn't producing anymore, and I just got 2 pods over here. I'm letting the seeds and the pods dry out. You can see I bent them back, and I got more okra that I'm going to take out, and I'll bring you back when it's done. And just let me share this with you. Every time I harvest the okra, I take off the leaves at the bottom. And you can see here, I just got a little bit growing at the top, over here and here. And this one broke probably because of the wind. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it off. It very seldom grows from the bottom. You can see I have one here. It'll be real small. My experience has taught me that. And then they start getting a little crooked, and you know the season is just about over. I'm just going to bend it back because these stalks are strong like trees. Now I can let this okra grow a little bit longer, but I don't want to, because when you have a small space garden, you have to make do, and I need these containers to get my winter crops in here well established before we start getting cold temperatures. And I'm going to do the same thing for this whole row right here. Now, I still have okra. This is the Louisiana gumbo. My subscriber sent it to me last year. So I still have some okra that I can harvest fresh in the garden. And we have blanched and frozen a lot of okra. Now that I've shown you how I'm preparing my containers and garden beds for the late fall and early winter, let me share with you what I am starting upstairs. I should say the seeds that I'm starting for my fall and my winter garden. Okay, so I started my lettuce seeds in the peat pellets. I'm not particularly fond of starting seeds in peat pellets, but I had them and I didn't want to throw them away, so I decided to go ahead and use them only on my leafy greens, because I know that the leafy greens, the roots can get through the mesh encasement of the peat pellets, but a lot of things don't, and I'll explain that later in another video. I will put the labels on them real soon. I have to go outside and get them in my greenhouse. But the first 3 rows, for documentation purposes, are little gem lettuce. It's a mini romaine lettuce. And then the next 2 rows, you see the safety pin here and here. This is my favorite lettuce to grow hydroponically, Butter Crunch lettuce. The last 2 rows are Tom Thumb lettuce. It's a loose leaf, just like the Butter Crunch. And you guys know we haven't been buying a lot of lettuce out of the grocery store because we don't want to get that explosive diarrhea. So I'm starting these, and they will be ready very soon. They grow very fast. I just planted 18 more pods. Over here I have Georgia collards in these pellets, and over here one of my favorites, 1,000 head kale. And remember, I'm only growing what this family enjoys. I used to grow a lot of food to give away, but I can't do it like I used to. In this container, I have dwarf blue curled kale. It's 18 pods. This is one of our favorites. My daughter cooks it a lot. Grow what your family likes. In these 18 peat pellets, I planted our favorite type of spinach. It's Bloomsdale. So I don't have to put a label on here right away. I'll just put this on top of the shoebox, just like I did over here. Okay, so this is the last seed I'm going to sow today, and it is dwarf Siberian kale. I'm probably going to direct sow everything else that I'm going to grow for the fall and the winter. Guys, it is 101 degrees out here. And I think I shared with you guys that I've learned to water my garden every other day. But the days that I get home from dialysis, I make sure that I water my new seedlings that I recently planted every day. And what I do is I keep my watering cans full so that I can just run out here real quick and do that and go right back in. And that's what I'm getting ready to show you right now. So my purple hull peas are beginning to put on their 2nd and 3rd set of leaves. Looking pretty good. It's a little more shade on this side than over there. And this is that one that was bit up a little bit, but I put a little neem oil in there and I think I got it under control. And I have some pole beans that I want to see if they came up, and I'll show you those. The pole beans haven't come up. I just put a few in here that I'm going to water again just in case, but those might have been some bad seeds. But I only paid 15 cents for them. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to give it a little water just in this area right here where I planted those beans. Oh well, I spoke too fast. I see one seedling came up right there. So some more may come up pretty soon. I'll let you know in next week's video. I'm going to harvest these pink-eyed peas, and the ones that got a little bit dry, I'm gonna save them for seeds. What I want to show you is I pulled the okra up over here and I treated the garden beds the same way that I shared with you that I did in the beginning of the video. You guys know I treated all those seeds that I've been starting, they will go here. And I'm going to put the ones that are the most cold tolerant in these containers because I don't plan to cover them up during the winter. Now I'm going to take you back upstairs and show you how I labeled all of my 100 seedlings I started. I'm inside now, upstairs in my room, and thank God because it is much cooler up here. Wow, just for those few minutes I was outside, I started burning up. So let me show you the 100 seedlings. I have all of my jewelry and craft making stuff, and over there I have a lot of my crochet stuff. But this is where I'm gonna grow the seedlings. I got my grow lights set up. You can see them. I zip tie them to this metal shelving unit. And here are all the seedlings, as I promised you earlier when I had those little safety pins in there. And Bria said, "What is that?" Well, each one of them now are labeled. So I won't have any problem putting them where I want them to go into the garden. And things like the lettuce, they'll go into the little small garden beds in the front, and the larger growing greens will go into some of the buckets. And I got a lot of other stuff planned to show you all that I'm going to direct sow. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that I share something that you can use. If you have any questions about anything I'm showing you in this video, be sure to put it in a comment below. I always like to remind you that I love you and God loves you too. Bye now.